What if the peace you are desperately searching for isn't a destination to reach, but a current you are already swimming in? In a world that prizes speed, productivity, and constant connectivity, the ancient wisdom of Zen can feel distant, abstract, or even inaccessible. But in The Flow of Zen, author Kai Tsukimi bridges the gap between timeless philosophy and modern life through the gentle power of storytelling. This is not a dense theological text or a rigid instruction manual. It is a collection of 21 short, evocative tales that act as mirrors, reflecting our own struggles with anxiety, control, and presence back to us with clarity and compassion. If you feel overwhelmed by the noise of the present moment and long for a sense of ease, this audiobook will be your sanctuary, guiding you gently back to the breath and the beauty of the now. Tsukimi begins by inviting listeners to let go of the need to achieve mindfulness. Instead, he uses parables, simple stories featuring monks, gardeners, travelers, and even animals, to illustrate complex psychological truths. Each story is a self-contained lesson designed to be consumed in a few minutes, making it perfect for the fragmented attention spans of modern life. The audiobook format is particularly potent here, as the narrator's voice is calm, rhythmic, and soothing, acting as a guide through the mental clutter. Listeners are not just hearing a story, they are experiencing a meditative pause. The pacing allows space for the words to settle, creating a tranquil atmosphere that lowers the heart rate and opens the mind to new perspectives. The core themes of the book revolve around the concepts of impermanence, non-attachment, and the illusion of control. Tsukimi explores how our anxiety often stems from trying to hold onto things that are naturally flowing away, or trying to force outcomes that are beyond our influence. Through stories like The Broken Teacup or The River That Does Not Hurry, he demonstrates how resistance creates suffering, while acceptance brings peace. These narratives are not preachy, they are observational, allowing listeners to draw their own conclusions. The reflections included after each story provide a practical bridge, helping beginners apply the abstract lessons to concrete situations, like work stress, relationship conflicts, or personal doubt. One of the most compelling aspects of The Flow of Zen is its accessibility. Tsukimi avoids esoteric jargon, using plain language and relatable metaphors to explain Zen principles. He addresses common misconceptions, such as the idea that Zen requires emptying the mind completely, showing instead that it is about observing thoughts without judgment. This approach demystifies the practice, making it feel achievable for anyone, regardless of their spiritual background. The audiobook captures this inclusivity with a tone that is warm and inviting rather than authoritative. It feels like a conversation with a wise friend who has walked the path and wants to share the view. The book also tackles the specific challenge of living with ease in a high-pressure society. Tsukimi shares stories that highlight the difference between busyness and purpose, encouraging listeners to find stillness within action. He illustrates how being present enhances performance and creativity, turning daily tasks into opportunities for mindfulness. These sections are particularly relevant for professionals and parents who feel they have no time for meditation. The narrator emphasizes these points with gentle urgency, reminding listeners that peace is not found in the future, but in the way we engage with the present. It is a call to slow down, not to stop, but to move with greater intention and grace. As the collection progresses, the stories deepen in emotional resonance. Tsukimi explores themes of grief, forgiveness, and self-compassion, showing how Zen practices can heal old wounds. He shares tales of characters who find liberation by letting go of grudges or accepting their own imperfections. These narratives are touching and profound, offering comfort to those carrying heavy emotional burdens. The audiobook handles these moments with sensitivity, using silence and tonal shifts to honor the weight of the emotions. It creates a safe space for listeners to process their own feelings, fostering a sense of shared humanity and healing. The Flow of Zen concludes with an invitation to integrate these stories into daily life. Kai Tsukimi leaves listeners with the understanding that Zen is not a separate practice, but a way of being. It is in the washing of dishes, the walking to work, and the listening to a loved one. For beginners and seasoned practitioners alike, this audiobook is a refreshing and grounding resource.
It reminds us that wisdom is often simple, and that ease is available to those who stop fighting the current. So put on your headphones, take a deep breath, and let the stories wash over you. The flow is always there. You just need to notice it.